Only Realm versus Vic day. Now, let's see if this truly is a victorious day for OG and his crew and his cat. We're heading straight into the first draft here. Super Beach it is. And once again, it's a map. It's all about getting that mid control. It's one of the only maps on Brawl Ball at the moment where you want to have some snipers in mid, potentially maybe open up the map is option. And Pierce is open, Leon is open. Those two brawlers we will get to see many times today.
Leon's just a mainstay in the meta right now. Something I want to point out is they're not picking their mid first. I think it'll be reserved for the 4-5 turn just because the mid matchup here is so vital. Your mid is always very important. It is a centerpiece of your composition, but it's not always the playmaker here. Winning mid is basically the way that you get to move up the map. The lanes can help pinch in, but ultimately they're connecting with your mid player.
I will not mind the Clancy one though, I'm not gonna lie. Others as a mid answer to that, I don't mind that either. I think it's a really solid mid to go here, even though there is a PS open, as you just said. What I'm mad about is that the Willow did not get first pick. And the Willow so far did not get to free pick because we have Assassin's ban, we have a Mortis ban, we have a Shade ban, we have a Stu ban, it's possibly only Ellie, which only says the Willow you can defend quite easily together with your team as well. There it is, there we got it. And I think that Leon is in a really tough time because you can't even hide in your turret because he just gets it first play.
I usually like to pick Willow together with Cordelius. To me, still one of the best counters. He can jump over the wall and gets close and comfy with her. They picked that Otis instead. He's just a really solid mid, so I guess that was the idea behind that. We see a Shade double ban, and Shade is something we only really see at the moment in NA. Also, East Asia brought him out a couple of times, but he's of course super good on Super Beach. Second pick now for the right-hand side here. It is going to be the Pierce I mentioned. So they have the two on paper best brawlers. If I just look at pick rates, win rates over the other regions as well in April, they have the perfect comp, right?
Oh, yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
I think if anything, this is what Vic Day are referencing right now because they haven't practiced as much as Only Realm, so they're not going to be as familiar with the niche stuff that you really only discovered through scrims or observing some of those scrims too. But yes, in theory, they should win the mid matchup. The issue with Pierce is that he can get pushed pretty easily, wrapped around on some of these lanes if the lane victory happens over there. When you said Cord, I actually was pretty on board with that because I regard Chino as historically one of the best Cordelius players in the world. So I thought maybe he'd say like, guys, give me Cord, just trust. But maybe we're not in those days anymore.
Cold pick to open the map completely. I'm trying to wonder now what they go because they're losing the mid with Odyssey and the Pierce. This Willow is going to play in an open map. They kind of need an assassin to get some pressure so the Willow can play. I would say Kid, a Lily, maybe even Ellie if you feel like it. We go for Ruffs, which is really defensive. It does win the lane into Leon. It is not bad into Cold as long as the map is not fully open, but this Pierce might be the doom of Only Realm.
Sandbags once again to counter the Pierce, or to try it at least. I'm with you. I would have liked to see something with a bit more range. We saw the Meeple earlier today try to play into the Pierce, but it's also not really good solution. I really feel like Pierce is such a good brawler on an open map. And Vic Day, yes, they might have not scrimmed that often, but they're just taking inspiration, like you said, Reddy, of the other regions. They're picking what has worked so far. These are the three most picked brawlers across the board.
We're going right in. Cold broke the right side immediately. The left side on Willow is trying her best to win it against this Leon. Should have a favorable matchup. Unfortunately, since she lost the early lane, Leon does have that grasp and control. Now the Pierce is wasting ammo to pass the ball away, so he's not able to shoot. Probably lost his golden shot as well. The Ruff's creating a ton of pressure on the right side. Gets the kill as well. Potential goal break opportunity with him, but they need to get the Leon on first, which is not happening yet.
Well, Bobby's going to be taken down as well. Vegeta tapping up Sans on the right side, and Sans is just determined to stay in this open area and hold on to control. Once he gets the chance, he would love to break open one of these walls, but the question is, which one? Is it going to be on the right side or the left? Actually, just give the treat over to Bobby. It seems like the issue was that they couldn't stay alive long enough, and that treat is going to give him even more HP and a bit more damage. Patchy also has that mind control that he can utilize. It's going to be on to OG. Well, here's going to have to be the pass. Nope, just move it back. Don't need a score with a mind controlled teammate to get the lead here.
Which is exactly what you need. With similar situation to the match before where we had with Pierce Cold. Exact same situation here. You need an early goal because it is not guaranteed they're going to win mid-game or late game as soon as the map opens up. Now OG with a sneak on the left side. Can he get the Willow? Patch is going to get it, but it's going to die either way. That is a secure kill for OG. Full control here from the side of Vic Day. But oh no, the ball is cornered to the bottom right. Somehow the Pierce dies as well. OG goes on ult, however, basically with his teammate in spawn, is that going to be enough? He's just feeling Patchy, just wasting his util of that.
Patchy sensing where that Leon was is going to be. Here comes a hypercharged super from Sands. It means that Apache's going to have a hypercharged mind control. That is their way that they can score a goal. It's a pretty solid way of defending as well. I mean, the strongest CC in the game has got to be mind control, but uniquely with Willow's hypercharge, she becomes invincible for the duration of that. It's an easy dive for Apache to stay away from that super from Vegeta, but he is cornered into the back left, and the more hypercharge and super Vic Day managed to stack here, the more fire he stands a threat of coming under.
We do have two hypercharges from the side of Vic Day. Once again, OG with an ult coming in clutch. Can he get a good blow? Definitely not into Bobby. He needs to be really careful, play some distance, but control hits him. There engage it almost dead. The new do. Full control from the side of Vic Day. They're going for it. They're committing for it. It's going to beat up. It is not. Chino dies on the left side. Counter hyper from Apache here is going to create some space. Close to the control. That's not needed since the ball is secure in the corner. Even this PS trying to tap them on this map. It's not going to be enough. 5 seconds to go. Apache sitting next to the ball, diving down. Game 1 goes to the side of Only Realm.
Only Realm, you can see by the language of their movement and the pins that they're using, the smiles as well, that they kind of feel like they've already won this. Like, that's the confidence that they're oozing at the moment. But after game 1, they've gotten a better sense of like, okay, so this is who we're up against today. And I think we stand to see some adaptations in their playstyle in accordance with the power that Vic Day is boasting today. Maybe something that doesn't reveal as much in terms of what Only Realm want to draft in the later stages.
I am a bit mad that Bobby is not gadgeting the Leon to it at the start, because that is the sole reason why OG is getting that left lane at the start, because someone needs to get that gadget out, and it is not happening. Again, he has no gadget to get it out. He did hit it, but he needs to hold that gadget for Leon and get it to Willow can actually play the game. Now Sans on the right side having a tough time in this one to actually go down against the Coldwell here. Bobby in the open map needs to try to dodge anything. It is not going to be enough. He should fall any second, dodging his way around. He's still alive. Incredible. He gets a kill.
Well, that's awesome from Bobby. He stays alive in spite of everything. He'll even get a treat from Sans as a reward. Good boy. He pushes up the right side, has a super in hand as well. But no sightline on OG, the next to fall, most certainly, as the entire team is on his tail. Bobby's still ready with this mute. If Apache can get a super, then this is basically a guaranteed goal. But now that everyone from Vic Day has respawned, it's going to be sizably more difficult.
Control, mute, incoming, control as well. Everything is raining down. It's exactly the start they do need against this combat. Early goal and then the ball in the corner. That's how you play it into a Prius. Push on early and survive until then. Now Valer on the right side. Can he secure a kill? He can. 1 or not 2 with the gadget of Chino. He's running it down. There will be a counter goal. We still have a game on our hands. Wasting time, so we are sure we go until overtime. So Pierce and Cold can get maximum value.
Pierce was the biggest issue here. Look at the way Pierce is shooting right off rip. You also see that hypercharge super thrown out. Ideally going over to Apache, but they had to retreat immediately because of how powerful this Pierce is. When you first spawn, you're already in range of opponents with wide open mid. It gets even worse. It's going to be serious damage onto Sans. 1-2 piercing shots stacked together, but no kill to finish things off. OG does clear things up on the left side, but this is an easy corner. Like, that's a very simple decision from Only Realm. Once they have their next brawler respawn, they should be able to push out once more. But the important intel to possess is that OG is equipped with his hypercharge on the left side.
Apache going over hypercharge, doesn't have null, doesn't have anything. Now OG has a hyper ult as well, should wait for overtime. I don't think he should be going that early. Does pop on hyper, those almost secures a kill. There should be a kill though as a follow-up. There we go. Bobby with a mute needs to carry this ult from PS. On the roughs, one shot dodging his way with a sandbag. Somehow they still have control. This Willow also has one shot ult, I am sure, but Bobby completely getting tapped by this cold get. It goes down as well. Leonard incoming on the mid left.
So lethal with these shots. Patchy would love to get a mind control. Couldn't get the kill on OG. Bobby now trying to intercept this pass. Could he get it on the left side? OG didn't pass it in time. But they don't have the speed to get this all the way to the enemy side safely. They just need some CC. Patchy could be only one shot away from a super to make it happen.
What an incredible defense from Bobby. If a counter push is happening immediately, Sans getting hit quite a bit, but it's fine. Never mind, it is not Cheetah with all coming in clutch here. Leonard as well. Pushing slowly with Patchy, trying to scan everything out here that he has possible here. The Tamo getting control back slowly, goes down as well. Full control from the side of Vic Day. 20 seconds on the clock right now and counting. Vic Day needs this goal. They cannot go to another game, but they have a map full of walls. Pierce with a hyper, Russ with a hyper coming down here. Leon on the left side actually tapping Russ quite good. The counter pressure from Only Realm. They do get a kill, but there's not enough time. This game surely will go to a draw. There's not going to be enough time, perhaps. With a ball change, but it goes still not enough. The ball still moves on overtime. Incredible close game right there. We go to another game, which is not good for Vic Day.
Oh, you do not get to see that mechanic often. It was added in, I believe, the last patch where the ball continues to move after overtime expires, but unluckily one opponent managed to get in the way of the ball and it fumbles on the goal line, but it's just the reset that Only Realm needed. It is game 2, part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Only Realm get their walls back up and they're right in position.
Another time Leon Gadget not getting cleared by Bobby's Gadget here, which means OG has the lane on the left side here. Rust on the right side, completely dominating as well. Bobby is now finally taking some pressure on the mid. This Pierce's one shot goes down. This Leon on the crossfire with a positional mistake here. Chino in a 1v3, impossible to defend. Early goal once again goes to the side of Only Realm. Now we need to see this Leon Gadget if it's going to be placed correctly, if it's going to be placed in the back. They are swapping lane right now, slowly here for Rust ult as well. Patchy full control on the left side.
This is what they needed right off rip, because last time they scored a goal, they were immediately tapped up by Vegeta as they attempted to go for the proper lane rotation. This time, they didn't get tapped as hard, but the walls continue to fall. Here comes a hypercharge from Sans. Bobby would love to get a stun, but he still needs to work his way in range. Passive to Patchy. Could it be the mind control? Whoa! What a throw from Chino. He knew that he couldn't walk over there because he risked getting
Mind control,
yeah. But it was absorbed by the Pierce, the synergy. But oh no.
Either way, even if he catches it, I do believe Pierce will be able to successfully kill Chino and then score himself while being controlled. So I don't think it's that big of a fumble, but definitely crazy play from Patchy to see that, to go for it, a positional mistake, positional that he had to go for it. Absolutely amazing from him.
I'm so glad that what you see here, like, as the expert on the desk, is a good play from Only Realm, because what I saw from Vic Day almost brought me to tears there in the final seconds, because I really did believe that Vegeta could tank that mind control and then Chino would be able to intercept the ball and at least throw it away, like throw it away over to the left side, if anything. But Only Realm, this is what happens when you put someone on the brawler and they're just that good. Yuck! I think what happened there now actually is Pierce was not able to get in the way of that mind control. So Chino would have been mind controlled anyway.
I really want to see some of the highlights of this match again in slow motion. I felt like Vegeta maybe could have just walked the ball in when we ended up in a tie instead of passing over. And then the last few seconds are super, confusing as well. I felt like the Colt could have definitely stopped that ball there, but yeah, he was scared of the mind control that was already taken up by the Pierce. I'm not sure what actually happened, but yeah, a couple of confusing moments in that one. I really want to see that again, and we do get to see some more of these two guys. We're just after set 1. It was a long one because of that tie, but we have some more in store for you.
And the fact that we had this brawler mechanic in the game that is really not happening a lot of times in brawlers. Honestly, in my scrims and all of the amount of hours that I'm playing in scrims, I have not gotten it a single time.
Wow.
In probably the last 3 months. Not a single time. And it's crazy to see this live on the Monte Final.
I think we even talked about this when they added the change. We were like, so what is going to change exactly? It's going to be the same thing, but it's actually a nice mechanic. We now saw it in play, and just why it is important that the ball keeps rolling. Out in the Open is going to be our next map here. It's only set 2. Set 1 took a while. It is a closer race than we expected, guys.
Well, look, I think genuinely what happened here, and sorry to put down Vic Day, but Only Realm assessed their opponent and realized, okay, we don't need to draft as seriously as the coming ones. We don't have to pull out anything that's unexpected or reveal our hand.
In a monthly final?
I'm not saying that they're like sandbagging here. I'm saying that they're probably conserving selections that would come up in the grand finals, and some of these maps do repeat.
Jayan coming in as the first pick on Autumn Open here with Genie, Leon, and Pierce Band. Beautiful pick here. There's an Unreal Open as well, so maybe not the best pick, but we will find out really soon, because there's also Brook Open and an Eve, which kind of, I guess, you want to have for Jayan for the counter them both. Byron Kid Crow as well could be a potential Mina pick that might be open for Only Realm, or just the Jayan, which is why they have a Crow Band in place here. Now, Angelo is definitely a brawler I want to see from Vic Day.
Angela definitely good play. I'm actually with you there. I want to see Mina, and I would have paired it with a Gus since Byron is banned out. So let's see if we actually get to see that here. Gus Mina is a comp that is played quite often in an A, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Still with you though, also on the Angelo pick is the #1 pick in EMEA. The Brock as well. You want something to either go over the left-hand side lane, go over that water to close in the gap and actually get into the middle, or go with the Brock to open up the map. On the left-hand side, we have Jae Young for that. He just makes sure that his team as a total gets into middle a bit quicker.
Yeah, and they're also going to be coming through the point that Vegeta on this Angelo will easily be able to drift over and intercept, so they could tank a 4K arrow to the face, give him like a third of a super, maybe half off of that first arrow, and that's a risk that they're facing here. They may decide that they want another way of getting into mid, maybe something that floats over water themselves, though I think Jae Young should be enough to get them into mid. They don't need to commit as hard with something like an Eve. Ollie on the 4-5. Okay, you know what? I'm here for it, but that puts a lot of trust in that player's ability to dodge, since they'll likely be playing the right lane. They're probably not going to take the jump pad, but I'm not going to rule it out. I could totally see Only Realm doing that.
So defensive. I thought you should pair them with some kind of sniper so you can actually push them. So they're going really, really defensive here, which could work, especially if they play the star power of Ruffs to gain more HP and just wait in the back like that. Which honestly means Vic Day has some options. You do have the Lou if you want to go that route. You do have the Buster to counter the Ollie a bit. Honestly, I could even see a Bulwark if you really go for it. Definitely some damage. I don't think Pearl will be enough. What is the best pick here? I think Buster is the most solid one, but I would love a Lou as well.
RT technically still open, but yes, they are gonna go with Buster just to make sure they have a tank themselves for the long game. Because on the left-hand side, yes, technically they can go into the mid quite fast with Jae Young, but if Ruffs is truly playing the star power to give his Ollie a bit more HP, they're just gonna wait until the smoke comes in and farm some supers until then.
Yeah, Buster, Gus is a natural synergy. Any kind of like tanky brawler with the Gus shield is going to be useful. You can send them aggro. More than anything, this is here to counter that Ollie, because Buster's going to become immune to any CC. Once he has his super up with the Kevlar Vest star power, I don't know why you would even run the other star power. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what the other star power does, but I bet Samantha can tell you.
It does more damage when you're together with your teammates, which is really good if you want to face into assassins.
There you go.
Either way, we push on the right side here as we expected. Against the Angelo, he cannot necessarily kill an Ollie, especially with Sandbags there all around. They are not running the rough star power for more HP, which is also fine since you do need that wall break. Full control though on the mid left, pushing the Vic Day out of the mid here. Angelo kind of by himself needs to be careful not to get gadgeted. He does dodge it, well done by him, and with that, control goes back in the hands of Vic Day.
Too hasty by far for Bobby. He was so eager to get that gadget landed on Vegeta, who at this rate may be the most mechanically talented on the squad. You're not often going to find him lacking, it would seem. On the right side, Vegeta still is equipped with this super. He could poison someone if he wants. He's also well armed for the later stages of this game. Here comes the super, probably well on his way to a hypercharge because he has been landing these shots so consistently. Now, Only Realm do have an easy way to retreat at the moment. They can get through this opening on the left side, but they're taking so much damage, especially at the hands of Vegeta, who's hitting every single shot.
Ruffs as well, trying to get his high ball for the next game. Jae Young as well, 1v1 situation coming up. He's gadgeting away. Is he gonna get the kill? He has the fact getting the kill. Insane 1v2 by Vegeta here, securing the kill, but there's a Ruffs high ball, which means that Ollie has to look now to go. There is a Buster though to block basically with that star power of a stun, which is probably running probably quite early. I'm not sure why. What is that?
That's strange. Has to be a misstap. A total error for OG, and probably not one that he's going to be earning back by the end of this round, but maybe by the next one. Oh, what an early pick from Patchy at long distance. How often do you outsnipe an Angelo? He didn't even jump away or anything. Well, this round is a wash. It should be one for Only Realm, but there still is utility to be earned for both sides. Shannon would love to get a hypercharge. Same goes for OG. You can just camp around Gus and get some hypercharge charged up for free.
Jae Young with a hypercharge on the left side as well. So realistically, the only thing you might need from this is a Ruffs hypercharge ult that you could farm. Vic Day, of course, doesn't want to feed that. They're just going to fall in the gas and play it so. Wait for his teammates to come up and respawn. Now, again, we have the same situation. Ruffs Ollie hype ult with a power potentially. Jae Young is probably the better one to get it for the amount of healing increase you get from that. How are they gonna stop this Only? It's gonna be quite difficult. Buster gauges it for nice timing, and Buster will to not get stunned will be the play here. Gus Hypercharge Shield could be quite annoying as well. Honestly, OG running across the middle of the map. There we go. Bobby goes to early, misses the ult, misses the stun. But oh my god, what is happening? What a pull from OG. Just getting 2 kills of that. Insanely played by him, and what a blunder from Bobby to go that early. Not if you get it, and no, you cannot stun the Buster. Your ult doesn't even hit him. You gotta commit higher.
Not only early, but also caught himself on the indestructible on the left side, and that's a valid strat. If your opponent is closer, you don't want to overshoot them. You want to have your hypnotize Proctor earlier, but it looks like he just got caught up on that obstacle and wasn't able to get it onto the intended targets.
I think his plan was, I guess, to not go too far so he doesn't get CC'd by Buster, so Soul doesn't get stunned, right? Which is his plan, but you can't do that early game like that. You gotta wait for endgame to make a play like that or fight him or do something about it, because if you do it like that, you're just out of range and all of your abilities are not able to do anything of that kind. Now, Ruffs on the right side will try to farm his power-ups for break that they need on the mid-left. So they can rotate a bit easier, and of course the hypercharge for his teammates or just a powerful patch will be quite important for the healing too. We're getting some control, the shield comes up. Big Day with that. OG doing a massive job as a tank right now. Quite a good Buster that I've seen so far. Patchy is getting ghosted, is getting made quite low HP, almost going down from this Angelo.
No major plays just yet. No early game picks like we saw in the last one. Vic Day are just keeping Vegeta out of range. Bobby is being tempted to move in close. He would love to hit his gadget now, but now that Vegeta can poison him, it's not as valid of a strat. Gonna have to back away behind these sandbags. Vegeta circles over to mid. Everyone on Vic Day is full HP. Only Realm still working things up. Their aggro player is on really, really low HP. Patchy tries to circle around the right side, doesn't have the damage to get it done. And Only Realm, in their attempt to surround the enemy, actually end up spreading themselves too far apart to support each other.
The main thing there that I saw was the anti-heal properties of the Angelo ult that stopped Bobby from healing up. Therefore, having a tank of no HP in the end game was just basically having no tank. Your 4k HP tank, there's nothing you can do. Now, Angelo does have an Hypercharge ult on the right side here. Bus is gonna pop out again with the super to get some control back here. Doesn't have an ult though for Bobby to potentially aggro. On the right side, we have Angelo missing a shot point, wasting his ultimate as well. I do believe Bobby should have engaged there since Buster didn't have a shield. Now there's quite a lot of wasted opportunities here. They still need some kind of control. They have it. How much they're gonna actually keep it? They're gonna push him out of mid again. They're scout the Buster out. Gonna kind of go a bit for it with Hypercharge shield from Gal pop. A bit too early, prematurely pop from him as well. They are getting control with that Hypercharge shield, but it's not gonna be enough.
Patchy, he had to pop that hyper just to stay alive. The same went for Vic Day. They don't have that to go aggro anymore, but OG has a hyper of his own. Patchy forced to pitch in on the right side. What an error! Ends up getting 1-2. OG gets a takedown on the right, but he's still hypnotized by Bobby's gadget. It's 1-1 on the rounds, an immediate hypercharge pop for Sans because he wants to give that game-winning hypercharge to Bobby.
Now they should know Buster doesn't have a shield. He should just commit immediately. You should know that as a pro player to recognize Buster did not get an ult that early game. He should be too far off. They're not going for it, so now Buster has a shield. Gonna play a bit slower and a bit wait for a mistake of Vic Day so they can commit through it. Like just now it happened with Jae Young pushing them on the right side. And OG as well, there was way too aggro from his side. Sans trying to farm his ult slowly again. It's just going to be a slow-paced game around here.
It was a heads-up play required by Only Realm to recognize that Buster didn't have his shield and that Bobby could go in with the hypercharge. Instead, he's going to be doing just the same. So are they going to bait this out of OG? I would say it's even more likely that OG just gets another hypercharge with how close he's been sticking to Chino this entire time and how sluggish the pace of this round has been going. Patchy on the right side, of course, is alive and healthy. Wants to close in at close range versus Vegeta, who doesn't seem to be running a jump. What's going on the left side? Bobby bounced around like he's in a pinball machine, still manages to trade, and OG on low HP, tagged by Sans. It's Vegeta versus 2. All the HP in the world and not enough DPS for this Angelo to succeed. Should be a win here for Only Realm despite the best efforts of Vegeta.
The healing of Jae Young to know you don't need to go for damage. You're support, brother. You gotta heal it and 1v2. Perfectly well done from him. Quite insane interaction on top left with the Gus shield as well. That Bobby did not secure a kill like that. That was quite insane, honestly. Wow, we actually have a game on our hands. I can't believe it.
I mean, we said the same thing in set number 1, right? Where we expect Only Realm to completely overwhelm and stomp Vic Day, but it couldn't be any different. We've gone to game number 3. And, well, okay, of course, game number 2 was a tie in the last set, so we'll still count it as a game number 3. Some long sets so far. Only Realm has been on top. tied up with Vic Day at the moment here in Knockout. They could get a 2-set lead, or it could all be a tie, completely flipping our expectations on their heads.
How we have seen the game getting played so far is basically Patrick being a win condition on the right side, getting an early kill, or some kind of flank. Oh, OG getting a kill like that. He's a main win condition of Victor. He cannot afford to do any kind of mistake. There we go, Patchy going aggro exactly as I said. Even though Angelo did pop his ult, he probably survived with 100 HP there. We couldn't see it perfectly, thanks to the heal of the star power. And exactly, these are the two win conditions they have. That's why they keep exchanging like that all the time. All Overers are just support, Jailing is a support, Gus is a support, for the shield knockback back, for the hypercharge, and Angelo is just trying his best to keep hitting some shots, but it's incredibly hard against a brawler like JR.
It's difficult to get a killing blow either. Patchy's able to retreat so reliably, but this time he pops the damage a little bit early, doesn't get any shots out of Vegeta, and his path is intercepted by a well-led shot from Chino. 2v3, OG has got his hypercharge and his super off of this one, and there's not even an aggressive play that Only Realm can do in the early stages. They may opt to go ahead and give this hypercharge to Bobby, which it looks like they will do, but they also have the knowledge that OG has a hypercharge, so there's no use going aggro now.
I do wonder if because of a missed break on the bottom left that he's broke his grass, there was less space to dodge to actually survive that shot of the Gus goals. Even when they're going in immediately with the gadget of the ult, everything's happening at the same time. Bobby's getting a double kill and another ult back. All you gotta do is let Sans get the kill. Big mistake by Patchy to get it. I guess he's getting his hyper, but a power up is way more important to have for the next round. Yeah, what I wanted to say is with this break, you saw it on game 2 of the set, the break was perfect. This game, as you see at the bottom there is a bit broken, which is limiting their rotation a bit, which is why maybe the kill was earlier happening.
Yeah, and it makes sense now, right? He was visible. Vic Day just had an easier shot to line up there. Note that Vegeta could have been farmed for ult there, but he drew back his bow so that he didn't heal any HP. There was no poison, so that was a really, really great play from Vegeta to keep Sans from getting yet another super. He's going to have it now. Would be well positioned to break some walls or something. Going to hand it over to whoever wants it. Since Patchy has been reliably actually getting these early game picks, it looks like he is the fitting recipient of such a super.
Being called the good boy again probably by his teammates right now. They just keep loving playing for roughs. I don't know what to tell them. Hypercharge is from the side of Victor. I'm sure Gus is not far away from his own, which is probably really good for the Smash. No scaling him off guard. Patchy goes down. Bobby has an ult to control him. It's not going to be enough. I know he doesn't have a shield, but there's not enough HP for them to do anything. Victor secures a crucial kill and a crucial round and set win to go against Only Realm here.
Well executed by Vic Day, but I cannot help by looking at that and saying, what a sloppy play from Patchy to go so aggressive. They have no sight lines, they have no vision on who's in that bush. It could be anyone. Guess what? It's a Buster. Guess what? You've run into a 1v2. You cannot possibly deal with that. Some major mistakes, actually only one major mistake for Only Realm for me within this last set, but some minor ones there that I don't think are so characteristic of a team that wants to take number 2 or number 1 in this region.
Dear viewers, you should have seen Ready Set's face just there. He took that personal. You looked so disappointed.
I turned around and refused to look at the screen, y'all. I'm sorry.
Don't do what Patchy did. Don't make Ready unhappy, please. In the end, honestly, Vic Day surprises me positively today. We all said Only Realm is probably going to take this one. Vic Day only takes 6% of the viewers' votings. And in the end, they looked really solid. And Brawl Ball already came close to winning that game, made it a tie in the end. And now, win 2 games, win a set, they make it even. Both Team Electors and Only Realm are not looking as unbeatable anymore.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. We did say, though, that Vic Day still has a chance to win games or sets. We did say that, but we definitely didn't think it's going to be like that. We thought that Only Realm will do, like, way better. They're going to outdraft them easier. I do guess they haven't played the maps maybe that much, since their focus is the semifinals, and they knew Vic Day is not going to scrim quarters, so they have no data anyway from them. They don't know what they like to play, so they just, like, did it a bit, I guess, for their side, and just fully focused on semis. I don't know.
Potentially. I don't know if they, but just both underestimated their opponents then, because we said quarterfinal 1 and 3 are pretty much,
dead
a given.
3-0.
Castless Curse. I like it. It's a powerful ability that you guys have. I like it.
You like wielding that power now? So now use it on your opponents. Well, or maybe I shouldn't have said that, guys.
That is actually a bad thing. How do we revert that? How do we uncastify Semantic?
Give us a headset. Again? Come on. Give us the jacket. Give us a caster uniform.
all right.
But in all seriousness, it just proves that you can get too comfortable. You can feel like, well, you know, we've been so good in the last month. What can seriously happen? We only need to make it to the semi-finals, and then we are locked in for a Brawl Cup. They lean back a bit too much, maybe. You wanted to say something?
No,
Sebastian?
I'm not saying anything. I don't know what
Seriously, everyone. It's a reference to
maybe some of our
Brawl
viewers didn't actually watch the
my
monthly finals. We
Alright,
keep
go on.
referring it. Humble is a really strong team in that region, and we all thought here at the Casting Desk they're probably going to take that one. I think it was 5% voting for their opponents, and their opponents won 3-0. Happens, you know, honestly. We're heading on to Ring of Fire now. Change of topics,
Thanks for ruining the
Talk
class.
us-
Thank God. Let's
talk
change the
us
topic.
through
All
the
right.
draft.
We go in with a Leon Clancy Penny band, quite interesting bands. You would have been almost at a Pierce first, serious first pick, but he's of course global band. Pierce is banned as well, so is a Crow. What would I go first pick here? I think a Finks will be really good for me, even though this is a meeple open, which is a bit annoying, but in my opinion, he is the best brawler on this map.
I'm so tempted to say, like, oh, it's always Sphinx with this guy. It's Sphinx this, Sphinx that, Dueling Beetles, Ring of Fire, no map. Well, actually, only those two. It's exempt.
Safe zone that we saw earlier. He was insane there.
Oh, that is true. That is very true. But, you know, of course, it is a very great brawler to have. You're a really strong mid. So much DPS can act as an anti-tank. You basically have like 6 shots in the chamber as long as you have that gadget ready to go.
Once again, I already said it very often yesterday, Chester is left open and Chester is not picked up just yet. Might just be an East Asian EMEA thing, but for me, on any map where you need some area control, he is just that guy, also good against tanks. It's going to be an Ember first pick instead. And this is, for me, truly just an NA special, and even in scrims, let me check. She hasn't been picked up once in the last 2 weeks in scrims. What is this Ember pick? Oh, it's because Victor didn't actually scrim. That's why Ember isn't showing up for them. But yeah, Chester is played here after all, so I'm happy.
Now, what do you go against the Chester? Honestly, I would love to see a Mo. You could still go an Assassin. I know it's into a Chester, but like, who cares? You just make pressure for your things. So he gets in zone 10. I would love a Glowy. Oh my, I would love a Glowy thing to mid against an Amber to out-heal that. I would love to see it. Not sure if they see it. But we'll figure out really, really soon here. And combined with that, we will probably just take some kind of anti-tank, so it's not going to be a bull last pick, is what I assume. Sans? Did I misclick? That was quite an interesting camera from Sans, no?
What do you actually think about the Ember? Usually we see her picked up as the cheaper Melody on Heist, but on Ring of Fire, I haven't seen her in such a long time.
I mean, we did see a Finks into Amber earlier. I do think Finks will still get more mid-control, but it's not a horrible pick to go, I guess, as a mid. You're just squishy since you're not assassin-proof like Finks is as a mid. Oh my!
Okay, Grey Buster. This is a pretty typical combination, I would say. There are other things that are more handy to send through that Grey TP, but constant teleportation onto the point is a great way to establish control. I think Chester can wait on the exit of that, you know, dimensional door and farm damage. The supers are going to be useful as well. Though, anytime you see a Grey pop up here in Hot Zone, it is bad business. Poco as a response just to keep everyone alive, basically. I think you're also lacking in burst damage from Only Realm, so once you come through that TP, it's going to be difficult to get a kill immediately, and you're also not generally going to win in a sustained fight versus Poco much of the time.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a bow here, honestly. Just put some bow mines
Yes.
with that Grey teleport.
Yes.
And what can they do, really? That's Poco last pick. I do not believe, by the way, the Buster was a mispick, as they're just continuing to play. They're not protesting or anything on camera, so I guess...
Did
it
see
was
the camera of Sans, no? How he was throwing his hands in the
Yeah.
air?
Maybe he just disagreed with the pick.
Perhaps,
Poco on
perhaps.
the other side, let's see what he can actually do.
Not a big fan of this Grey Buster combination, as a matter of fact. I think that is lag mid-control, which is what Victor has. It basically triple stacking mid Poco heal. It's going to be quite hard as a Grey to get it out. 13% already for the side of Victor. Only Rams is just not touching anything. They're not getting any control. Now Finks ults. Pops in the middle of the map. Grey is going to hit some shots with that. There you go. Buster for beautiful positioning. They do set up a TP, which is the most important thing. A bit low in my opinion. Should have been placed a bit higher.
That's a little bit rough. They could go for the double TP if they get a hypercharge pretty soon here, though it's going to rely on Patchy hitting his shots. Look at all of that healing. Patchy would love to get an additional bubble shield. In fact, he doesn't mind running it all the way down just to get, what, a single extra shot? Ends up feeding that hypercharge to Vegeta, who deals with this handily with the assistance of OG. Is it really that strong? The teleport, Patchy's going to go for 1 and 2 more, has his hypercharge now, so the next TP in will probably hypercharge forward so that Bobby can reliably go into the back lines of Big Day.
Grey, of course, back the Hill Stomper, which allows the Buster to get hit up there immediately. Full control over the side of Big Day. They have no percentage, which is really bad if you're in a Grey comp, because you just want to run it down, and if they keep beating you and keep getting more percentage, you're never going to win that. You do need a better start for that, or at some point a more percentage win. Now, they have some control, they have a Fingzone as well, they do get the Pogo, which is the most crucial kill here, because he is the key, the bond of Victay's comp to hold everything together. Percentage tied up now from the side of Victay. Control for them too, but there's a Bastard gonna be right there, right? Gonna get one kill, can he get two? But just time was slowed, but Bobby doesn't dodge it, he just stays in it!
Oh, what a disaster. Now they can hardly step on the point either. They are going to get a pull onto OG to help Sans secure the kill. And now a hypercharge from Gino. Now every hypercharge has been exchanged. I think Patchy is going to be the next one up with a hypercharge if he can earn it. But Victay are bowling them over. Doesn't even matter though. Only Realm only need 8% to finish this off. And it looks like they're going to do the exact same thing. Get all of the health in the world, get that bubble shield, and stay alive on the point. Once they had their supers, they could pretty much walk into that TP, occasionally pop a hypercharge. This looks like an outdraft to me.
I do want to say as well, I don't know if you catched it, but the Amber activated the TP after Buster died, so he can TP immediately after respawns, which is really, really crucial to do, that he activated both TPs at the same time, so Buster just respawns as fast as possible, which is exactly how this Grey comp works, which is why it's such a nuisance to deal with. Grey is the win condition here. You need your TP early, and Victay needs to do everything in their might to stop him getting it. Pushing early here to get some zone time, getting some hits with Grey here, getting some ult charge for things. It's looking awful for Victay this start.
If there's anything that Victay would really love to do, it's to delay that first TP, because once it comes in, then it's only going to continue to compound with Patchy's kit. You should be able to run it down and get that hypercharge up. Semantic, this is what you're mentioning with putting that TP back at spawn and then proccing the next one. You can go into the zone with the vulnerability of a respawn shield. That's just ridiculous right there. That got nerfed on Chuck, by the way. It was so strong, and it's something that you can do just with the Grey's hypercharge.
Now control again from the side of Victay. They're trying to get as much percentage as possible before Grey gets his ult. And he has been struggling. You'll see he has no TP already. Unlike last game where they quite early, Amber must be close to hypercharge already by the amount of shots she's been hitting against this team here. Just keep stacking mid like that, since they have more team damage, more team HP to fight for Victay here against Only Realm. No Fingzone as well. He just suicides to set up the TP, which unfortunately he needs to do just to have it set up. One beautiful pull from Bobby. He gets one, gets two, can't with the help of Sans, gets three, team wipe.
That was beautiful from Only Realm, and Victay maybe lacking a bit on the positioning. They weren't spread far enough apart, and they weren't respecting the power of the slow-mo replay. Only Realm now get to exceed Victay's percentage so far, and Patchy has the hypercharge super he was working so hard to get for majority of the... You gotta be kidding, again? Well, at least OG didn't fall here, and Sans wasn't there to follow up, but man, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And Victay should not be pleased about that.
Make it thrive, because look at that Buster just popping off and really attacking everyone. They keep just suiciding, getting their percentage. They're not up a lot of percentage, I'm not gonna lie, it's only 8%, but eventually they have a cycle where they have more people on the board, and with that, they should be able to secure the victory thanks to the great TPs. Just keep running it down like that. Only Realm takes away set free. We are 2-1 in our game.
Well, Realm find themselves knocking at the door of exceeding Team Electros and possibly locking things in to go to Brawl Cup. Just one set is what they need. They knew that they were tied for leading the region earlier today, and that quarterfinals performance from Legacy Esports was just a blessing for these guys, but they still had to determine their own fate over here. They cannot fall in the quarterfinals. Victay managed to challenge them in set number 2, but over here, Only Realm do the thing that you would expect a veteran team that is continuing to keep up to date with the meta to do to one that has taken a more like sluggish approach to things, much more relaxed, which is that they can spy a team comp that Victay just didn't have on their radar.
Which is exactly what I just wanted to say. Big shout out to Victay, because they have been performing. They're a team that definitely deserves to be top 8, even though they haven't played, even though they're semi-retired. They're just that good in the game. I just love it to see that they're still active and playing competitive. Stats-wise, you see this Amber having a ton of DPS, but the zone, of course, goes for the way of the Grey comp, of a Buster just getting all equally zone time, honestly. This Pogo, I loved as the last pick, but the Amber Chester combo was just not enough to counter those things. As you see, 470 DPS, the most amount of DPS in the game, even though it was first pick. How is that possible?
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, what are you going to do directly to counter the Finks? Are you going to go long range? It looks like this was anticipated for Victay, that something aggressive is going to appear from Only Realm, but the Amber Amber, look, that's like sustained damage. That's playing for control. That's not the burst damage that you need to eliminate a Gray composition. And Gray, for that reason, is something that just needs to catch a ban. And if it doesn't, then you have to be prepared for it. Chester was, I think, the correct mindset because it plays with burst damage. That's how it takes down aggressive brawlers. But Amber, maybe not the best fit here.
Maybe even a pan would have been good, but I think the main problem is definitely the ban of the things. Of leaving him open, the brawler that in EMEA at least 10 out of 10 times would be banned because it's just an insta-loss if he is open. The pressure that he deals, the things that he puts down, like even though the Gray had such a tough time getting his DP up, the things was getting so much zone time. Now, Bridge to Far is going to be our next map. What do you think are some of the top rollers here, really?
Well, anything that can win a lane at long range, some snipers out here. And then, of course, the stuff that can take them down. I was thinking Angelo and Kit might make some good brawlers here for the
There's no way we're getting the Kit beating him a big 26 ready. Oh my god.
We remember the incident. We'll get to pay Juan Carlos and his crew a visit in the next one. And we'll get there even faster if Only Realm end this affair quickly.
First pick coming down here from the side of Only Realm. Angelo is indeed open. Nani banned as well. This is a prime Angelo pick, if you ask me. There is a cold open as well, which I don't know if it has priority towards Angelo. Never mind, it is banned, I just realized. So definitely should be an Angelo 1. There you go. As the response, 8-bit should be the brawler I want to see. Eve, also really, really strong brawler you have here. Ellie, one of the strongest assassins you can play on this map. It's just a big, big menace.
Yeah, because you have bushes that you can work with. Now, they're kind of spread far apart. But also you have the water that travels quite some distance, and you're able to jump out of that, assassinate a vulnerable sniper. Now, when I see Angelo and, you know, I begin to start thinking about 8-bit, I wonder, Semantic, whether that means that Belle is a strong consideration here. She's wide open as a counter to 8-bit.
Not a big fan of it simply because Bell lacks the damage there for 8-bit. There we go. Because Bell kind of lacks the damage to deal with an 8-bit, his turret, and damage on the save. So I would rather prefer to have something like a Brock to deal with his 8-bit.
He's really slow too, so you can hit those shots really.
Yeah, exactly. Even when Odus or Lula would be fine, honestly. Not the best, of course, but I would prefer that over on Bell. Or just... Yeah, you kind of forced to go range into this 8-bit. Now, Only Realm definitely needs to take some kind of range farm. You do need this Ellie, or an Eve, or an Juju to deal with this Angelo. If not, that 8-bit will unfortunately be shredded from the side of Vic Day.
Yeah, and I get concerned also because if I need a different sniper just to deal with the 8-bit,
I'm on fire.
Then I could be overcommitting. There's the aggressive brawler that you wanted to see, the alley. This man is so happy right now, but would that not often be reserved for a last pick? Do you think they have to go alley now? Oh, interesting. So why are they going alley now?
It is the 2-3 simply to shut down this Angelo and to stop Only Realm from picking something like a Brock to deal with this 8-bit. So they need to play something like a Kaza or Melody now to somewhat deal with this alley. So probably Melody, since Kaza is getting countered by Melody. Gotta take the Melody. And they still need something that can deal with an 8-bit but also has control. So
really
actually going for Kaza, I'm a bit surprised by that. I will definitely prefer the Melody. But yeah, either way, they still need an answer to this alley because simply going Kaza is not going to be enough for this.
If I had to guess, I would just say that Kaze is a more comfortable brawler for Sans, who's the likely player to pick that up. So now to enable that Kaze, they do have some lanes locked down. They don't have anything really strong for this 8-bit just yet. Like, they do have Angelo that can tap 8-bit, but he doesn't have the DPS that's needed to chew through 8-bit's, what, in excess of 10,000 HP. I have a similar reaction, not quite as strong as yours, but it doesn't seem to really fit the build. You think they're just like playing to hard counter this alley?
Yes, that's probably their idea here. Take the worst lane into the 8-bit and just hard counter the alley. Now the good thing is, for the 8-bit, he is a free matchup now. No one is going to counter him, even this Angelo alone. If 8-bit is set up once, he's going to be completely fine. What Vic Day needs now, I think just some control, just a calm Eve pick is what I would love to see. Just really calm, just play for some control, help out the 8-bit. If not, I would see Melody as well. Or base race, that's what I meant. Melody or base race with a Darrow like that. Perfectly played, just run it down because this Chester will simply not be enough to base race it. And one of them will be able to defend the castle, which is the only damage leader from the side of Only Realm.
Okay, so the safe damage here, well, actually, 8-bit fills a couple of roles. He can get some pretty serious safe damage, but he can also play defense. Now, it's not as easy of defense as Chester. Yeah, and thank you. I'm getting a call out right now from Semantic that, dude, look, the cat is grooming itself in the background. Momo, can you explain this composition to us? Because I want to know why we have a couple of aggros from Vic Day, and Only Realm have decided that Chester is the method. He's also committing onto this 8-bit lane, which is honestly just like an unlucky pull in the early game. No,
I mean, you should know that a Kaza is going to be in the grass in the early game. Big mistake by Chino there to get caught off guard there. You should know she's going to be in your grass. Geisha ult immediately almost safe. There's going to be some secure damage. Chino is getting his ult though, and as you saw, the alley just shuts down Vangelo immediately, and that Chester that is supposed to counter the alley is on the other side of the map. He cannot deal with it, which is why I wanted the 8-bit counter instead. They're swapping away immediately, but look at the pressure that Victor has right now.
Oh, Patchy has to defend Chino on the left side. Vegeta gets to pour DPS into the safe. He'll even get that boosted booster activated. Gives him a lot more damage onto the safe and is able to provide that first crack of the safe's HP. Patchy's gonna march straight up mid though. Wants to pinch the left side with OG, does get it, but is immediately traded out for Vegeta.
That Chester's HP literally disappeared thanks to the 8-bit turret. Quite insane interaction right there. Carlos is going for some damage, is gonna get down though, gonna get fed up, while the Daryl is gonna do a massive amount of damage. Another shield pop for Victor here. They keep going, the Ali's gonna just go for the safe, honestly getting a bit of full charge as well. Good job from him. Full control from the side of Only Realm, but the turret that might secure them a bit of control. Holy damage!
The Angelo just does not appear to be it because he's able to hit his shots reliably. In fact, he's hit every single one, but it's no good. Not when you've got two hypercharges on the left side. Chino is going to be the two to follow up this 1-2 punch composition. Just needs a super to march in. He will get it right on top of the safe as Vegeta continues to fire away. And now Victor are at risk of picking up another set victory, bringing us over to set 5. Okay. Oh, he's stretching. He's stretching because he turned 31 recently. I thought he was turning. Look at the cat. Yeah.
You did? That's crazy. I think this set might be a crazy outdraft, not because of the picks, I think because of the bans. The fact that you're not banning Ali or 8-bit on this map as first pick is a bit crazy to me. Ali just has a completely different matchup, even though if you're going Chester, look at there on the bottom left, going crazy, coming back as well to potentially support the Kazi. Kazi is going to get a gear shot on the step, potentially going to kill Chino too. He is not. Chino successfully wins that interaction, and now full control from the side of Victor with his Devil Roll as well, which is going to be really, really, really scary.
It means that Patchy has to back up, but he's sort of baiting the march forward. Chino is waiting maybe for the correct rotation. Patchy's going to get the super though, so like if he gets a Jawbreaker, then it could be bad. He's walking right in, goes for the bomb, and does get the takedown off of it. You see Vegeta is gonna have to take 2 shots. Oh, that's rough from Bobby. Wrong barrel, bro. You're supposed to shoot the one that's rolling towards you, the one with the soy sauce on its head. Chino picks up 1 kill, wants something in close range versus Patchy. Whoa, this guy's going on a Daryl World Tour, maybe a little too over-aggressive.
Yeah, definitely wasted his ult there. He just got it and just wasted it completely. He's basically 25 seconds away from it. Oh, just trying to make some control as well. It's not gonna be enough though. Ape needs to be careful to not feed Sans' Geisha ult, and he goes down. Ape needs to defend it, focus on the Kazi. The Andy is going to come back to support him immediately. Do not waste the turn on the defense. He did, though. That's a big mistake here from the side of Vegeta, because that crucial damage is what you need in the offense. Chester actually going down into the Andy. The broader you pick the counter, still can lose to it. There is a Chester hyperjudge who's going to happen. Maybe even in the defense, we will see right here. Save is not even getting popped. Finally, it's getting popped. The Chester hyperjudge ult on the Ape on the right. Well, the Kazi is doing a massive amount of damage on the top side.
Wow, yeah, you really would have preferred to have that boosted booster on the enemy side. You could have seen maybe some additional damage beyond that initial proc of the shield that Victor were able to get. Now they're in a defensive stance, except for Chino, who's taking a bunch of damage on defense. Now Vegeta has to turn around. Yes, he has a hypercharge, but he can't take this 1v2. Meanwhile, on the right side, even OG is rotating backwards. Sans would love to get additional damage here. He's trying to juke out some shots from Vegeta, who has saved them just for Sans, but this damage should be enough to get this down, yes, to 25% and bring Victor safe down to the final shield.
You said it's a comfort pick for Sans and the Kazi, and you're completely right. This man has been popping off on that brawler, even into matchups, which I think will be quite troublesome. He keeps farming and he keeps going for the save, farming his skill shots, and just keeps doing damage on the save for pressure that his team desperately needs to be able to win this game and go 1 match closer to block up. A Chester Poison finishes the save. We're going 1-1 match point for Only Realm.
It's a match point for Only Realm, and they just need a single more game to secure themselves a seed and go on to the Brawl Cup. A lot is at stake here, and there were some shaky moments. If they lose this game, they're going to set 5, and that could potentially be a victory for Victor. That would be just ridiculous right there for a team to show up and boast about how they have not practiced the game and still be mechanically talented but a little off in the draft sometimes, and then sometimes be spot on is just bizarre. It doesn't inspire too much confidence in what Only Realm can bring to the table today, though I think a fair excuse would be that they've actually prepared for the later matches. Yeah, because they didn't expect there to be a situation where Team Electros drop in their quarterfinal.
Sans slowly trying to get his ult, but unfortunately Devil has his passive to get an auto ult. He should just go up and do some pressure. Well, someone else needs with a Casa, that's fine. I guess we can deal with it, but he is wasting a ult as a matter of fact. Big mistake here from Sans, but Angelo barely survives. Insane positioning from Bobby, nice range ability from him, but look at that left side, 2 tanks pushing up with 10 HP each, just winding it down, and then Chester has nowhere enough damage for that. Look at OG with the help of a turret being able to defend it as well. Damage raining down at the bottom save, while the Kaze was unable to do any type of damage. Control for the side of Vic Day, even though they just lost the tank.
Only Realm have been out of position this game. In game number 2, they always had both of their defensive brawlers in the mid lane, so when an aggro brawler rushed in, they dumped a ton of DPS into it. This time we will see Sans nearly get that crack on the save. It's just a couple of percentage off, and Bobby does that final arrow. If he can hit OG, that would seriously delay the push. Also, gonna go for Vegeta. He's an easier target. A couple more shots would send him down. Vegeta also has that hypercharged super ready to push in. One more onto Vegeta, but it wasn't fully charged up, so Bobby didn't get the kill. He is hitting every single shot here on the left side. Meanwhile, you see Sans respawning, has the hypercharge and a free avenue forward. Vic Day going for the base race.
But there's a chest hypercharge ult that is going to defend it by itself. Bobby jumping up as well. Beautiful defense from the side of Only Realm. Well, Sans just back at it again, going for damage. Devil coming in. Will he bump us up? He will. We added the equal game. 47% to 47%. Ali has an hypercharge ult on the mid left now. Sans on the right side pushing as well, but there's a Daryl blocking away. Sans will just farm his ult again against for the Geisha ult to do a bit more damage. OG is rotating over there. Is he gonna feed more? Is he just trying to reposition himself for the Angelo? He's actually going for Picasso from hyper ult. Picasso is gonna get the Geisha ult exactly as I said on the save, and OG is one shot. Needs to be really, really careful. But Daryl against the chest, that's not a good matchup, but Vegeta's doing a ton of damage. They're winning!
Oh my goodness, but only by a few percent. If they can get rid of OG on the left side, that would be awesome. Patchy has to do it. Meanwhile, Sans doing damage to the enemy safe. It's a 6% differential. No, down to the crack. It's going to take some serious shots from Vic Day to bring it down, but they just can't do it. Only Realm proceed on to the semifinals and break ahead of Team Electros on points.
Unreal game we just witnessed. The semi-retired pros giving us a match. North America has not been disappointing us at all. We love the games right now, and Brawl Cup on the line. Only Realm wants to get it. They're here for it. They want it. They want to win.
And at least one of the top 2 teams are still in the race for it. Actually, they have qualified now. Only Realm, congratulations. You did what, unfortunately, Team Electros could not clutch just yet. Both those 2 teams still have the chance to go to Berlin, where Team Electros now gave it out of their own hands, and Only Realm, they came close to giving it away as well. Honestly, Vic Day looked phenomenal today.
Oh, they genuinely did. Mechanically, some of the drafts were suspect. If anything, I was questioning more why Only Realm wasn't out-drafting them 3 sets in a row and 6-0ing them. Because Vic Day, I think, in the qualifiers did get 6-0. Don't quote me on it, but I think they fell in not such a glorious fashion. We're going to get a fact check on it as we go through some of these replays. Look at the spins at the end, because Vegeta, in spite of losing this match, in spite of, you know, loving to play this game and probably get some prize money to line his pocket,